Yo, what's good everybody? My name is Zor Ordinary, aka Ordinary. Before we get started, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. So, Fujitora, better known as Mr. Blind Justice himself. When we first were introduced to him in Dressrosa, I first thought this guy really wasn't much of anything. But I then later realized that this guy's actually an admiral, and he was recruited during the 2-year time skip when Luffy and everyone else was training. Compared to the rest of the admirals, Fujitora has a kindness more comparable to Aokiji and maybe even the Straw Hats. He reminds me of Garp and how Garp didn't want to be a dog to the Celestial Dragons. Unlike that of Akainu who's willing to kill his own subordinates, Fujitora's form of justice is a lot more based off of what's actually happening and who's doing what. And so for him, not every pirate is bad and not every marine is actually good. And because of that, he was able to see the kindness and sincerity in Luffy. So he allowed the Straw Hats and the Grand Fleet to escape the island unharmed. So now that we can understand Fujitora better as a character, I want to try to power scale him. So now that we know he's comparable to people like Kizaru, Greenbolt, which we know nothing about, and Aokiji, even though we know he can compete with the admirals, I want to see where he can compete against pirates and the entire verse. It's gonna be a little difficult because we haven't really seen Fujitora go all out. In Dressrosa, he was chilling for the most part. Like against Sabo, he wasn't even really trying. Nobody on the island could really compete with him, so he didn't really have to struggle much at all. And I think we can all agree that Sabo is at least first commander level. So that just shows how strong Fujitora really is. So Fujitora has one of the more broken devil fruits in the series, and that's the Zushi no Mi. He's able to channel his gravitational power into a sword. He's literally a swordsman on crack. I think we can also all agree that Fujitora's swordsmanship is most likely top 5, maybe even top 3 in the series. He was able to block Sabo's attack without even using Haki. He literally just used his sword and blocked the whole thing without taking any damage. He was also able to block 2 of Zoro's attacks with ease. As much as I want to add Fujitora versus Zoro in Stampede, sadly, it wasn't canon, so none of that even counted. And to go along with his broken devil fruit and insane swordsmanship, he has a crazy sense of hearing. He was able to hear Nami's lightning bolt from miles away, and on top of all that, he probably has some of the best observation Haki in the series. He's blind, but he can react and move to attacks better than most characters in the series can. And that's not even the best part of Fujitora's abilities. He can actually create massive, huge structures of debris and make it into a giant ball, or he can bring down a meteor and just destroy everything. His devil fruit is it's just so good. I would compare it to Whitebeard's devil fruit. Whitebeard by far has, is already confirmed the strongest paramecia, fruit. If Fujitora really wanted to, he could probably destroy most small to medium islands. If he was on Onigashima right now, he could probably destroy the whole island, no problem. I'm really hoping to see Fujitora and Zoro go all out in a later arc. It'll probably most likely happen in the war arc, but there's also a chance they won't fight because I don't see Fujitora staying with the Marines later on, considering he's with Sword, but that's a discussion for a later video. As of chapter 1010, I want to say Fujitora is top 10 in the series. I know some people have him at 12, some people have him at 13, but I really believe he's top 10. I think he can go up against even the Yonko. It would definitely be a high diff fight. I don't think he would be able to beat them, but he's not getting decimated. He's putting up a fight just like every single other Yonko / top 10 character. Since we're on Wano, I want to compare Fujitora to Oden. As strong as Oden is, being able to scar Kaido and go up against the best of the best in the series, I think Fujitora would take him in a high diff fight. His devil fruit plus his swordsmanship, I think it surpasses Oden. As much as I love Oden, as much as the community loves Oden, I just don't see it. I think Oden will get overwhelmed by the gravity and all the stuff that Fujitora will be throwing at him, meteors, rocks, stuff like that. And because of his really good sense of hearing and his really good observation Haki, I think he'll be able to outmaneuver Oden and just completely overwhelm him in the end of the fight. I would say there are only a handful of characters who can completely overwhelm him and pretty much mid-diff Fujitora, and that would be people like Akainu, Dragon, Whitebeard, Mihawk, Shanks. I think the 2 other Yonkos, Big Mom, Blackbeard, and Kaido, he he has a good chance against. Not that he's beating them, but he's doing a lot more damage than Shanks and Mihawk. I know a lot of this is headcanon, so I'm not gonna say it's all factual, but I feel like Fujitora doesn't get enough respect in the community. I think he needs to be put up there with the greats in this story. And out of all the admirals in the series, I really can't wait to see Fujitora again. I think the next time we see him, we're gonna see his devil fruit to its full scale. Like he's gonna go all out. It'll most likely be against Zoro, and if it's not against Zoro, I think it'll be against the Marines or maybe the Revolutionaries. Because I think we're gonna get to see Sabo versus Fujitora and Green Bull. I think that's gonna be a fight Oda's gonna show us, probably after Wano. Even though Fujitora is my third favorite character in One Piece, right below Luffy, I really tried my best not to be biased, so I'd really like to hear you guys' opinion on how strong Fujitora really is. That's gonna do it from me, guys. Peace out.